Just learned OBS wasn't fucking capturing audio at all. Alright, fuck it. We'll just keep going now that we got audio. I can't be fucking bothered.
It's okay, Ilyas. You've done more than enough for me already.
I don't understand. Everyone knows that Jani is stealing your research. Why is no one willing to go public with the truth? He shamelessly used your thesis to send in a project application, and whenever the project hits a wall, he asks you for help. Everyone knows what's going on.
Do you know how many people are working on that project? If Jani was kicked out because of academic fraud, that'd be the end of the project. Too many people would be affected.
But he's obviously taking advantage of you! He throws you the hardest work, and after you're done pulling all-nighters, he struts around with your research data and takes credit for it. That's not right! Why are you putting up with this?
A lot of people warn me to not say anything, and I think they have a point. This is just how things are. All I want is to graduate without any problems. It's okay. He's at least paying me.
Half a year of your time and effort. Countless all-nighters, and casual threats and insults. All for a measly 20,000 mora? He's treating people like cattle.
Enough. It's fine. I just need to suck it up and get it done.
Bruh. What a pushover.
What's the matter?
Just saw this nigga's memories.
Huh? You could read minds this whole time and you never told Paimon?
Yeah, we know you're a demon.
Of course not. I was also able to see those memories just now. They were probably the ones that leaked out while Ilyas was connecting to the collective consciousness.
Fucking Paimon.
Connecting collective consciousness?
It's clear that this place isn't a work in progress. The Hive has long been finished. The Collective Consciousness project is already complete, and Ilyas is now returning to the Collective.
I wonder why Paimon couldn't see the memories. But Alhaitham has a vision, and us who can wield elemental power. But we know elemental power comes from Paimon. Why the fuck wasn't she able to see the memories?
Not entirely. Keep walking and you'll see why.
Guys, we're just gonna gloss over it. Every time there's a reason we can, our ability to see what Paimon is, we can read into what she is, who she is. The game just glosses over it. Attainable key. You can split the key into a card slot. It's a new type of puzzle. Motherfucker got like... What is this? Dude's got the goddamn end of Fallout 3 Tesla generation fields that the Enclave are using. Goddamn force field technology. Man, puzzles ain't got nothing on me. Okay. We should apply Hydra to Dendro.
One with nature.
How you do this thing? It's like charge attack. Damn, he did a fuck ton of damage. Okay, if I remember how he works, you pull. Someone explaining this kit to me. E, dash, you do a charge attack. You need 3. Okay, what the fuck enemies like basically dead. You need 3 crystals to do most damage. Someone explained it. Use his alt, charge attack. Can't remember what the fuck it was. He has a specific rotation, if I remember correctly. It's not like I got the dudes.
It's completely different from what Ilyas said. This place looks like it's been done for a while.
Bro, this dude's got a whole ass village underneath here. Who's that?
Contributing to the collective by only thinking to your strengths. How easy.
Oh, we can't actually like see these people. Okay.
Alhaitham. Just thinking of that name fills me with hatred. We must get rid of him.
Okay. Damn, bro. Against the Grand Sage himself. Damn, bro. This nigga really got that, like, anime protagonist type bullshit. You know, actually, out of most characters, I feel like he really is, like, the most, like, anime protagonist style. Like, you must think logically.
An entire year's worth of work down the drain. And for what? Your reputation? Do you have any idea how many people you brought down?
Yeah.
You could have played hero any time. So why couldn't you have waited until the project was complete?
I don't understand what you guys are saying. Are you saying you don't care that Raju jumped to his death?
It's a shame. What happened to him? I thought he was stronger than that. Everyone has been working hard to complete the project. He could have endured for a bit longer. But he chose now, of all times, to...
In any case, we're done with you. Because of your recklessness, the Matra are putting Jani on trial. This project is done for. None of this affects you at all. But do you know how many people, myself included, needed this project to complete their studies? Now our futures are up in the air. If worst comes to pass, we might not be able to graduate. Do you understand now?
And?
I'm sorry.
There's no need for an apology. It's not like I'll accept it anyway. You'll pay for this.
Why are you gonna say I'm sorry, bro? Just literally clap back and then you don't deserve to be researchers. Get fucked.
Hey, you're blinking out again. What did you see this time?
Don't jump to conclusions just yet. Save your words for when we see him.
That's literally all he had to say. Literally the damn. That's crazy, but I don't remember asking. All he had to hit them with. But of course, you know, got drama for drama. These people don't act like real humans. You said different cards so I can control the same
Why don't we take both keys with us?
Just in case. Oh. Back into reality, Shadow Realm.
Ilyas, this is all very strange. Is there really no research group that will take you? Well, to pass this course, you must complete a paper with other researchers. I know you're a hero for fighting academic fraud, but well, we can't make exceptions for heroes, now can we? Maybe you should try to improve your relationship with the other researchers. Getting a reputation for being too unconventional will not stand you in good stead in the long run.
I understand.
You seem troubled.
It's got the Star Trek going on.
Who are you?
Got the Geordie.
Where are my manners?
Got the LaForge.
My name is Siraj.
Siraj. I've heard of you before. Do you need something from me?
The world hates people who don't fit in. I imagine you've had your fair share of trouble.
Those are graduates that get the fucking
After
leaf?
you reported Jani for academic fraud, you were ostracized and shunned. Even your family can't understand your actions. However, I'm working on some research that will help you merge into a collective. That way, your life won't be so dolorous. How about it? Wanna have a go?
So he wasn't kidnapped. He went with it.
What did you see?
Well, he persuaded him. I mean, he was down on his luck.
Paimon can't believe it! He really did trick us! That giga jerk!
Oh, you were a retard.
No, Siraj is the real giga jerk here. Ilyas is just a regular jerk. Ooh, Paimon's so mad! We're gonna find him and we're gonna make him explain himself!
It's pretty easy to explain. Dude offered him research. He's like, sure, I'll join up. And then when he gets there, he's like, oh, hell no, bro. What the fuck is this? And then leaves. Not really, he tricked us type moment, but sure, Paimon, pop off. You brainlet.
Ilyas!
You've come.
No, his
I
mind's been
intentionally
melted.
slowed my integration into the collective consciousness because I wanted to see you one last time as Ilyas. And I wanted to apologize to you as him. It was only at Gandharvaville that the second thing I must do occurred to me. Bring you all here. To throw off the Matra and bring Alhaitham to the Hive. That was my task as Siraj number 36.
You were already Siraj number 36? But you passed the Matra's lie detector test!
Do you not understand what he just said?
I truly did forget many things during that time, even my identity and assigned responsibilities. However, it's not that I got scared and forgot. I chose to delete those memories. It's difficult to fool Alhaitham, so I had to create the perfect guise for myself.
And the best guise is when you believe your own lies.
Correct. I only told you that the Hive was incomplete because I had deleted my memories of its completion. It was finished a long time ago. Before I left, I was already living as number 36. Now, I choose to return to that identity. Only here can I be truly free.
Well, how deep is the forest? There are lots of like, these underground cities that no one even knows
That's all I
about.
wanted to say. After I enter this room, my consciousness will merge back into the collective. And so, this is goodbye.
Is this your decision?
Yeah, the person we know is Ilyas, not Siraj number 36. The outside world is painful sometimes, but Paimon doesn't think that's a reason to run away.
Do you need more time to consider, Ilyas?
Hey, who are...
What do you think it is?
That is Siraj.
So you're that giga jerk!
Giga jerk? Huh, how bold of you. Have I done something to offend you?
You!
I modified Akasha terminals to allow users to share memories and emotions. Then, I recruited researchers from the academia to build a collective consciousness. I assigned numbers to everyone and divided the experiment's tasks amongst themselves.
This is the second time we've seen someone use a modified Akasha.
People can live easily and happily without needing to exercise complex mental thought. This is what they have chosen. All I've done is fulfill their wishes.
You're just trying to justify yourself!
Then I ask you, what's the difference between here and the outside? There are researchers at the academia who engage in dangerous research in extreme environments while others become idle and listless. People are so obsessed with collective will that even those on the fringes will attempt to fit in after suffering setbacks. Isn't that right, Ilyas? There's no need to deny this, as it is fact. It is natural for social creatures to congregate together. And the terminus of conformity is a collective consciousness through which even an ordinary bee colony can become a powerful swarm. Replace the bees with humans, and this model becomes even more potent. Welcome to the Hive, Alhaitham. You once arrogantly denied the merits of this project before the Grand Sage. A few simple words from you, and my research was consigned to nothingness. Of course, I'm well aware that you don't care about any of this. You don't care about the pain of others. But I didn't give up. I made my thesis into reality.
When we arrived, I noticed many empty rooms in the Hive.
Oh, you noticed that? Then can you guess where their inhabitants are? The answer is the academia. They're executing another phase of the plan. The plan to install me as a sage. The collective consciousness links all of us into a single mind, showcasing our individual strengths as we work together. We are able to execute complex undertakings while instantaneously modifying our strategies in response to unexpected situations. Everything has been proceeding smoothly. You are our biggest obstacle. With you out of the way, I'll use my growing influence to turn the collective consciousness into a legitimate study. The project will snowball until ultimately everyone will be part of my hive. No. The hive will be in control. And it will lead the academia towards a new future.
We won't let you do this!
What can you achieve with mere words? You weren't even able to change Ilyas's mind. Return to the hive, number 36.
No,
Yes.
he's got his LaForges on.
Wait! Don't go back! Look! There are lots of people out there worried about you.
Like your family rods about it.
And you aren't an outcast. Aren't we your friends?
That's easy for you to say, given that you're travelers. Will you two continue to stay at the academia? When you leave, tragedy will repeat itself. Return, number 36. You know as well as I do that comforting words don't make life any easier.
Ilyas? Why?
You two are just as arrogant as Alhaitham. You think that everyone should be like you and live according to their own truths. But you don't realize that most people simply want easy lives. I allowed number 36 to leave the hive without his memories only because I knew he would eventually return. This proves that I know more about human nature than you do. Alhaitham, do say a word or two. I will consider them as your last.
I made those words quite clear a year ago. The model you presented was extremely unstable. No amount of garish packaging will change its fragile nature. It can't be helped. If you were clever enough to realize those problems, then you would have been aware that the hive changed when Ilyas returned to this collective consciousness of yours.
What?
What's happening?
He was already broken.
The collective needs motivation to execute its plans, just as machinery requires energy to operate. That's why you, as the Overmind, synchronized your hatred of me into the collective, prompting them to create and execute a plan to eliminate me. However, when Ilyas returned to the collective, his memories and emotions were shared with the rest of its members. This includes his perception of me.
Thanks for that. You know, you don't seem like such a bad person. Strange, isn't it? Why did I have those thoughts at that time?
This contradicts the hatred you had provided them, and these two differing emotions will give rise to new conflict.
Oh yeah, I hate them such a motor. No one knows anything about him.
Wait, so you knew that Ilyas would
It's
return
like
to
someone
the
knows
hive?
him. The imprinted hatred
And
goes
then you
away.
pretended to keep him around just to fool Siraj. Wouldn't expect any less from you, Alhaitham. Once the collective consciousness bugs out, we'll take that opportunity to... wait. It's back to normal already.
Alhaitham, I told you. You're too arrogant. Did you really think that your little scheme would be enough to destabilize the hive? Ilyas's return had indeed introduced abnormal emotions into the hive, but Such a meager drop cannot give rise to waves.
You have to replace
Your
what their
struggle has been
replace hatred
vain,
with whatever it was.
and it's time
The
to
next
end
thing
it.
that drives them.
Allow me to show you what makes the collective consciousness so formidable.
So many monsters. Where did they come from? And something feels off about them.
I also integrated monsters into the collective, though I ranked them last. Even so, they are part of it. Despite their lack of intelligence, perfect cooperation can be achieved, much like soldiers who have undergone strict training. Now then, drown in endless waves of monsters. You will all pay for your ceaseless arrogance.
Homie even got the animals working for his brain project.
Alhaitham? Your plan didn't work, so what do we do now?
I've already sent my gift to the collective. It'll take some time for the recipient to receive it. You two just need to brace yourselves for the nuisance in front of us.
Well, alright. Paimon doesn't know how you get so confident, but we'll hold them off for as long as we can.
It's an interesting song. It's in the background. I think here's how it goes.
Process of elimination.
You open up his ult. You do a charge attack. Okay, what's that one? It allows you to keep it to 3 seconds. And you do it I can't remember. Actually, yeah, I think that's how it works. 12 seconds on the field, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's how it
Ring
works.
cutter.
Oh, hang on, 4.
Game's up. I'm Silva.
That's rotation, but I'm not going to use
Isn't
that.
that of a person?
But it has to be done. It must be eliminated so that we can evolve.
You see? That is the will of the collective. Even with the hatred gone, they continue their work. An external anomaly cannot shake the collective's stability.
I mean, there's an easy, long-term way for him to
Rain
shatter.
outlines your fate. Know my soul.
All he would need is one of the forbidden knowledge capsules in one of the person's collective minds and inject it in, and you get another King Deshret situation where it shatters the consciousness of everyone in there. Which also, another thing to highlight, is this exactly what King Deshret
He
did?
won't hold out for much longer.
He's a lot tougher than we imagined.
Also, so taking a clue. Another thing to notice is that we're knocking out his bottom line, these damn animals. Watch it run out of energy.
What's going on? What's with this sudden influx of information? Silence! As the Overmind, I command you!
He introduced one person having a different thought, which I'm pretty sure opened up the collectiveness to having independent thought, which is gonna fuck his system. I'm pretty sure that's just gonna happen. He basically introduced independent thought to a Hive lab. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be he just reopened up their consciousness.
How is that possible? Why hasn't it been resolved?
Was there an error in our judgment?
The will of the collective cannot be wrong.
Yep.
Overmind must have made
As soon as he introduced an anomaly, they all start questioning.
He is number
He introduced doubt.
What have you done?
Calm down. Don't you have an easy way to figure this out? You were only designated as number 36. What a shame. From what I can see, your talents merit a smaller number. Putting aside the validity of the data, it is meaningless to judge individuals based solely on their jnana energy.
What you said to Ilyas has now become a memory shared by all members of the Hive. I see it now! You've channeled and amplified their selfish desires! You're trying to destroy my Hive from the inside out!
Human minds are not infinitely pliable, and your Hive has stretched many of them to their limit. Once your authority as Overmind starts to wane, it won't be long before your subjects snap back. Is it worth living here like a machine? Being a tool for the rest of my life? As soon as one person begins to have these thoughts, selfishness, doubt, and fear will propagate. thanks to the web of consciousness that you built. At this stage, your so-called Hive has already fallen.
It's not over yet. I am the Overmind! There has to be a way!
It's too late. Once the desires of the Hive accumulate, beyond a certain threshold, they will kill their king.
Wouldn't have suffered such a disgraceful defeat if I was the Overmind.
My number shouldn't be so far down the list! Siraj is alive!
This isn't what we agreed to!
I should be the one in your position!
The Hive shut down?
Genshin lore people, we just got a glimpse into what exactly happened to King Deshret and what caused the fall of their civilization. Exactly.
What happened just now?
Members of a collective consciousness are more likely to reach a consensus because of their shared memories and emotions. For example, Ilyas did have differing perceptions, but he ultimately followed the collective consciousness's judgment. However, this system is far from perfect. Based on this logic, the collective consciousness will generate an intractable diffusion effect upon encountering negative emotions.
That's not even self-design, it's just their own individualism.
The disturbance that Ilyas caused wasn't for naught. It made the collective question the Overmind. Setbacks in the plan further amplified doubt, which diminishes the Overmind's influence. This inevitably causes the collective to generate negative emotions. Apprehension, disappointment, panic, avarice. These negative emotions can be very well hidden, as humans generally do not share completely transparent channels of communication. But in the Hive, where there are no secrets, negativity can spread like a tidal wave. Of course, what I said to Ilyas was the trigger for all of this. A few words were enough. Believe in the power of words, Siraj.
You were already thinking of a way to destroy the collective consciousness. Even back then, you knew that Ilyas was the bait all along? But how did you know? Since when?
I knew it from the moment I saw him. Moreover, I never looked down on you. My opinion of you has always been objective. You have a naive view towards the concepts of collective consciousness and human evolution, but you are intelligent and disciplined. You would never let a test subject escape. Mistakes like that are beneath you, and you also won't leave any mistake without a resolution.
I never thought I'd hear those words come from you. But if you're saying that out of sympathy, spare me. I know very well that you've never viewed me as an equal. When you were with us, you always had a distant look in your eyes. You don't need to hide it. I know it better than anyone else. The arrogance that comes with being a genius. Nobody likes being treated like that.
Your perspective is entirely born from your habitual way of looking at things. From your perspective, you probably think I'm like you, someone who doesn't fit in. However, I've never placed myself on a pedestal. I just want to distance myself from meaningless noise and look at everything objectively. On the other hand, you have failed to come to terms with who you truly are. You care too much about winning and how others perceive you.
You mean to say that I'm the arrogant one here?
Is that not so? Arrogant and emotionally fragile. You view people as a simple, mediocre collective, while you regard me as one of your kind.
Regardless, I have lost. You can take me back to the academia to stand trial.
You will stand trial, yes. But arresting people isn't in my job description. I'm just an ordinary staff member. I believe it is the General Mahamatra's duty to escort you away.
He said he gave him the note.
Sino? What are you doing here?
At least the note he gave him was.
I followed the symbols. Looks like things have already been settled.
Symbols?
I left a similar picture in my letter to him, and I made several similar symbols on the way here.
Wait, what do you mean you left a letter?
At the tavern, you tard? God damn. She's dense as fuck.
Remembers? When Paimon first saw you, Arav said that you had left a letter for Sino. So you really did know that something was up with Ilyas from the start. You lied to us too!
I didn't lie to us. He
It'd
didn't
be
tell
best
you.
if you didn't spout nonsense. I never employed any mode of trickery on you. By the way, I came across some information at the Academia a few days ago. If you practice the method discussed therein, your vision may improve. Do you need it?
Seriously? This guy. By the way, Sino, Paimon heard that Siraj sent more people to the Academia. We can't let those jerks get away!
Don't worry. The Matra have started screening suspicious persons, and we've already arrested many of Siraj's associates. This was likely one factor that caused the Hive's consciousness to waver. Everything went as you predicted, Alhaitham.
Good. Seems like the interesting part is already over. I'll leave the arrests to you all.
Lovely.
See you.
See you. I mean, hey, his job's done. Nothing else to do here. Don't need to give his opinion.
Off he goes. There still are a lot of test subjects here, so let's stick around for a while.
Oh, we get to talk to all the people whose minds have been flayed.
Oh no. Oh no. I was involved in all these plans to get rid of the acting Grand Sage?
Yeah, buddy.
What came over me? How could I do something like this?
Somebody got you in a
We
deep
were
spot.
accomplices without knowing it. But I'm afraid that Alhaitham might pressure the Matra into giving us heavier sentences.
That's not what he does.
Whether he's the scribe or the acting Grand Sage, we can't afford to offend him. It seems our future at the Academia will be full of uncertainties.
We can discuss the future later. Leaving the collective left me with a strange sense of guilt. I didn't feel anything towards Alhaitham at first, since he wasn't well known. All the opinions I heard about him were negative, though. Siraj made us hate Alhaitham, and we blindly accepted that hatred and thought of him as a bad person. From how things look, we've done a lot of irrational things.
I guess we're getting what we deserve. Could you help us apologize to Alhaitham?
Sure, dude with a low bite quality.
Sure, Paimon will help you tell Alhaitham. But whether he chooses to forgive you is up to him.
It's okay. No matter what he chooses, apologizing will make us feel slightly better. If he chooses to remember this, we're prepared for our punishment.
It's time to go.
No, it's pretty objective.
Let's go.
Consequences of your actions will dictate your punishment.
So, were they all duped?
We'll stand trial. We'll figure
We
that
can
out.
ask Alhaitham about that later.
They'll have the Simlish crystal, but
Looks
Alhaitham
like I
has the
can't
only
access
actual
to Siraj
Simlish
number
crystal.
36. Yet, my life as Ilyas goes on. When I was at Gandharvaville, I thought about whether I should just come forward with the truth. But I didn't have the courage then. So in the end, I lost my sense of justice, but I also wasn't able to conform.
Ilyas?
Don't be sad. I'm the one who deceived you. However, I didn't come out of this completely empty-handed. The moment the Hive collapsed, an idea popped into my head. I realized that the collective I was always trying to fit into wasn't as powerful as I had imagined. Understanding that gave me courage somehow. Perhaps one day I could be just like Alhaitham and not care about what anyone else thinks.
I love the fact that it's he deceived us, and you only find that out at the end there, where it's like, oh, I've always been Siraj at number 36. Yet Paimon's shouting about, he deceived us, except that's not at all the logical or reasonable conclusion to come to until he tells you. The actual legit thought process is, oh, he most likely saw the project and got away. Until the end you realize, oh, he never actually got away, it was a trick. But yet Paimon's are like, oh, he tricked us. Even though no one in the world would have thought that. Like, that's not even like remotely close to what anyone would think.
You can do it.
Just a case of bad writing.
Thanks. Well, I should get going. I'm one of the primary suspects in the case, so I'll have to receive my due punishment. Can you keep this a secret from my parents and my sister? I just don't want them to worry. Also, please apologize to Alhaitham for me.
It's not for Alhaitham. He won't know because
Goodbye, you two.
He just has infinite information that never is presented to us.
All the test subjects have been taken away. I'll have my subordinates seal the place, retrieve all documentation, and destroy the system. Are you two hurt? I brought bandages and hemostatics.
Paimon's fine. Just a little tired.
Traveling through people's memories and
Get some
destroying
rest.
mind-controlled monsters.
Alhaitham is probably waiting for you at the entrance. Go see him when you're done here. Watch out for any of Siraj's associates who might still be in hiding. If you encounter anything you can't take care of, come find me at the academia.
Okay, you stay safe too, Sino. Let's go meet up with Alhaitham.
Pride and Prejudice. Nah, fam, you can't use that. I like Alhaitham's kit. I probably wouldn't use it, but... I do have Nilo, who's useless. Unless I have her as an on-field driver. Which, for some reason, it's incredibly hard to find information for that.
The matter's settled. We can return now. I actually thought it would have been settled sooner. This took much longer than I expected. Judging by your faces, it seems like you two still have some questions.
Yeah, I'm wondering why OBS didn't record dialogue for like 90% of this fucking video, so... That's just gonna go in the trash. Well, it's not, but you know.
I respect your curiosity, but I'm off the clock now, so I'm not going to field any questions.
Nice.
Hey, we're not your colleagues!
You couldn't tell that was an excuse just now?
What? Are you kidding me? You're not leaving today until you explain what happened back at Siraj's secret base!
What do you mean, what happened? We know what happened. He introduced doubt into a fucking fallible system and it broke.
See ya.
Hold it right there!
No. Please say
Are
no.
you done? Your behavior is reminding me of some other people.
Stop changing the subject!
It's too much of a hassle to explain everything from the top. You know what? Come with me.
Well, he actually relented. That's interesting.
Where to?
You'll know when we get there.
I thought he was gonna hit us with the see ya, and then when she's like, stop right there, he's gonna stop and say, no, and just keep walking. That would have been a funny end to the class. No. No, I don't think I will. But I guess we'll actually, no, let's say I didn't think he would actually relent. Behavior is beginning to remind me of other people. I actually don't know what he's referring to with that. Oh, his house.
Is this your home?
Yes.
What's with you all of a sudden? Being all polite and inviting us over?
Ah, you're back. Quick, come help me see if this painting's all straightened. Huh? Who are they?
Stop making a fuss. They're obviously guests.
You're not from the academia, are you?
No, Kaveh, we're not. He knows who we are. We met him.
I'm unsure she's seen you before. You're that person from that time in that one place.
Yes.
Wait, what?
The end of the arc.
How do you know me? Oh no, do people know that I live here?
What? You're embarrassed only now of all times?
Oh, you guys are roommates!
Yes, we are, but keep that to yourselves. Please, don't tell anyone else.
I know someone's gonna take that fucking line. Oh, and they were roommates. I know people are gonna take that. What was like the fucking like? And here are these two skeletal bodies and these two like people who are holding each other consensually, but they were just roommates.
I keep a few books on collectives and the subconscious here at home. I'll get them. You all chat in the meantime.
Man, I already know people are gonna clown the fuck out of that. In fact, I'm gonna clown the fuck out of that. Where's F4, bro? I'm gonna take and cut the video.
Hey! You're leaving just like that? What's the deal, Alhaitham?
Right now we're gonna fucking talk with Kaveh.
Sorry, I know we've only just met, but I have to ask. Are you, you wouldn't happen to be actors that Alhaitham hired to pretend to be his friends, would you?
That table is set so wide apart from all these people.
What?
Guess not. I've never seen him invite friends home before, so please excuse my surprise. You guys get it, right? You know, with his temperament and stuff.
But aren't you his friend?
I wouldn't say friends exactly. Okay, well, we used to be, but we're not anymore.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. My name is Kaveh. I'm sorry to have met you under these circumstances. Anyway, please don't say anything about me living here.
You seem like you got a lot going on. So maybe Samora will make Paimon shut up.
Are you serious? How could you? Ah, of course. You're Alhaitham's friends.
What? That was a normal response. You exposed your own weakness.
Still, why do you have to treat me like he does?
Judging by the deafening din coming from the living room, you all must be getting along quite well.
Entertain your own friends, why don't you?
I'll leave the books here.
Bruh. A couple.
Paimon's dizzy from reading. This is way too complicated. Why don't we just ask questions instead? Paimon wants to know, oh, how did you know about the collective consciousness's weakness?
A year ago, Siraj presented his thesis to the Grand Sage, who offhandedly asked for my opinion. I actually responded with 2 lines of reasoning. The first, as I've already said, was that his research was on human evolution, a subject prohibited by the academia. The second was that I thought the direction of his research was too extreme, but his approach too conservative.
Wait, that's too conservative? He built such a large lab, gathered all those people, and even tried to get rid of you!
One way to stabilize a collective consciousness is to remove the test subject's humanity altogether. The optimal solution to achieve collective consciousness is to focus solely on the overmind and treat the other test subjects as tools.
That's way too dangerous. You're not seriously considering that, are you?
No, because it's banned.
Whew.
I'm merely stating the facts. If Siraj had done that, I would have felt his work to be just as senseless. It's impossible for any species to evolve overnight, and humans without their humanity cannot be called humans. That's why the academia prohibited research into human evolution. Most research of this kind tends to run contrary to evolution.
Huh. Paimon gets it now.
Ha! That's rich coming from you. If humans aren't humans without their humanity, then you'll probably evolve into some other species in another decade, I wager.
What about you? Are you going to devolve into a fungus?
At least I'd be a fungus with empathy. Sorry for eavesdropping, but what happened to you guys? Are you in trouble?
Sort of. We encountered a strange researcher that had it out for us.
No, not really. He had it out for
Are you
Alhaitham.
all okay?
Yeah, to be more precise, they had it out for Alhaitham.
Huh. So that's how things went. Such is life. If only he'd known, Alhaitham could have stayed indoors today, and the whole thing could have been avoided, right? Plus, he could have helped me with the housework for once. See those books? They've been sitting there waiting for someone to sort through them for an age. If you're not gonna read them, tidy them away. They don't belong there.
Can you feel the awkwardness in the air? I hope you're aware of your lack of conversational skills.
Oh, so the pot's calling the kettle black, is he? Well, having said all that, are you okay?
I'm doing quite well. Much better than that painting you're trying to hang on the wall.
You don't understand anything. Stop criticizing my taste in decoration.
What is...
Paimon can't tell which of them is more problematic. Let's just get this over with and leave.
What is the relationship dynamic supposed to be, bro? I want to know why they're living... I mean, I know why they're living together. Because Kaveh got scammed with building Dory's palace. So he lost all his money. What the fuck?
You whisper very loudly.
Yeah. Thank God someone commented on it.
Yeah, Paimon's been told that.
Do you have any more questions?
Let Paimon think. Oh, by the way, the other researchers apologized to you.
He's gonna say it's
They
not
hope
up to
that
him.
You can forgive them.
I bear them no ill will. More accurately, I don't really care about what they think of me.
Lovely.
To some extent, they were also fooled by Siraj. The Matra will take this into account at their trials.
Like I said.
Ilyas also said that he wanted to tell us the truth at Gandharvaville, but he didn't have the courage. He apologized to you, too.
It doesn't matter. I never considered asking him to come forward with the truth. Judging from his experiences, he's more courageous than the average person. There's no need to lay even more criticism on him. Criticizing the brave only shows how weak you yourself are. I'm going for dinner in 10 minutes, so I'll field one last question.
Paimon doesn't have any more questions. How about you?
Actually, what is he interested in?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. You only started investigating with the Matra at the Academia because you were interested in something, right? But after meeting Siraj, it didn't seem like you were interested in him or his experiment.
Academic balance.
I had no interest in him personally, but I was curious as to why so many people were willing to form a collective consciousness with him. I now understand the reason.
Current atmosphere of the Academia?
Correct. The fall of the Sages and the shutdown of the Akasha terminals deeply affected the Academia. The fact that Siraj's project attracted so much interest despite not being approved speaks to the lack of research projects as of late. As the acting Grand Sage, I'll have to figure something out. In addition, what happened to Ilyas is worth our attention. Reporting academic fraud was the right thing to do. He didn't deserve the outcome that he had received.
Paimon understands now. Oh, you're pretty serious when it comes to work, huh?
I think minimum viable seriousness is a more apt description.
What?
I'll do my best to take care of this mess until my resignation is approved.
Wait, your resignation?
You don't want to be the Grand
Yes.
Sage.
I've already submitted my resignation to the Academia. Soon, I'll resign as the acting Grand Sage and go back to being its scribe. I don't think Siraj knew about that. If he had waited just a few more days before acting, I would have already resigned. What he'd do then wouldn't have been any concern of mine. However, even without my input, His unstable model would have collapsed for some other reason, so it makes no difference.
But why do you want to resign?
Too much work.
I'm not suited to be a sage, nor do I want to be one. The official process to select the new sages is already underway, but this process is long and takes far too much time. If I serve as acting Grand Sage for too long, the position might become permanent. That would be troublesome. This job isn't something I want to spend the rest of my life doing.
Makes sense, actually.
It's important to keep your priorities straight. Well, it's about time. You two should grab some dinner as well.
Oh, now that you say that, Paimon's kinda hungry. See ya! We're gonna grab some yummies!
Ugh. Cummies. Alright, goodbye.
See ya.
See ya, Alhaitham. And the illusion of the mob. Right.
The name Siraj doesn't ring a bell. Was he in your class?
He isn't someone who would leave an impression, so it's expected that you don't remember him.
I've always had a hard time appreciating the way that the academia pressures people by labeling them as geniuses. But even so, the academia can't be left to you. Or perhaps I should say that I'm delighted to see that you have a base amount of self-awareness. If the people in the academia haven't gone mad, they'd know that I'm much more suited to be a sage than you.
And I suppose they'd let everyone know that your career as a sage will be as shaky as that painting.
Again, that's mighty rich coming from someone about to resign. In a few days, you'll be managing files again. You'll be back at rock bottom.
But my salary will likely stay the same.
Wait, what? How come? Why do you get special treatment?
At least I don't have to be an architectural designer who works himself to death just to get a smile from his client.
You... I took time out of my day to clean the living room for you, and this is the thanks I get for it? I'd have been better off catching up on my work. I still have designs to finish.
Make sure to pay back the rent you owe me. I'm going to buy some furniture with that Mora.
What? Are you trying to annoy me to death? The decorations you buy keep getting uglier and uglier. What's the point of having a boring wood carving in your house?
You'll have to blame that on my financial freedom.
Fine. Go ahead and hide behind your financial success if you want. But if we forget Mora for a second, do you have anything of true value to boast about?
I think I'd have too many choices, to be honest. You, on the other hand, can you think of any redeeming features at all?
Artistry, for sure. You don't know the first thing about interior design. Don't go off buying random furniture unless you take me with you.
So I'll have to bring you along and then buy you drinks?
Of course.
But why would I do that? It would just be another form of a loan, and you'd have to pay me back eventually.
Can't you just be nice and not ask for the Mora back?
Pretending that you're not in debt is as ridiculous as pretending you're not living in someone else's home. Word will get out sooner or later.
Speaking of which, your friends won't say anything, right? Tell them to keep all this a secret.
There's no need to hide it so carefully. I think the truth's already out. You're such a lightweight that a few drinks at the tavern had you spilling all your beans.
What? No, it can't be.
What a dynamic between these two.
The name Siraj doesn't
Oh
ring a
hell
bell.
no, we're not going to this
Was he in
cutscene
your
right now.
class?
We're done here. This video's over.